I want to document my journey as a content creator and a social media influencer, and give you guys insight, kind of a behind the scenes look into what my life looks like now. And I want you to walk on this journey with me. If my voice sounds kind of weird right now, it is because I made a video where I was screaming and it made me hoarse. The video did go viral, so it was totally worth it. Now, in this first episode, I'm going to talk about taking my first steps into content creation, what that looked like, some of the things that I found that worked and didn't work, how I discovered my niche in content creation. Really, I want to give you a breakdown of a lot of different things. Now, it's going to be super important that you guys comment your questions for me, okay? Throughout these videos, I want to do my absolute best to answer every single question that I can. I have people come up to me all the time. They have tons of questions. And I thought, I never wondered what a content creator and influencer's life was like, but clearly a lot of people do. So the primary thing that got me into content creation, that got me posting funny videos online, was my desire to make people laugh, my desire to make people happy. Laughter has always been such a powerful thing for me, especially through hard times in my life, and being able to share it with others. There's really no better feeling. I love to make people happy. I love to bring people joy, and that's really where content creation started for me. It was also fairly cathartic. I got to make fun of the things that I didn't like about the organization that I work in, which is the United States military. I get to poke fun at it, and there's nothing better than that. Very quickly into creating content, I realized that I was having a significant impact, especially on the junior ranks of the military. And so that's when I realized it needed to not be just me making fun of things. I needed to give some insight and some help to younger people on things that I wish I would have known, things that I wish I would have done when I was much younger in my career. As an example, as I've aged, I'm 31 now. I joined the military when I was 18. I was not self-aware. I didn't understand what my strengths and my weaknesses were, and I was too insecure to even take a look at them. And combating that insecurity gave me self-awareness, and that's one of the things I try and communicate in my content. And it's something that people have reached out and messaged me about. They've told me that they're working with therapists, with counselors now, trying to kind of work on their weaknesses. And that has been incredibly powerful for me. My very first video was on TikTok. My very first video that did well. It was my 27th video, somewhere around there. I went to public school and my degree was fully online, so my math is off. I literally majored in exercise science because it had the least math classes of any major at my school. And it's funny because looking back, it is an objectively bad piece of content. Like certain things, you can't even see it when you're watching it, like because I didn't edit it correctly. I typed all of the words in it out myself. That took forever before I learned what like auto captions were. There was some music in the background, but I had to clip that out because, copyright and all that. But it's so funny because it was, in my opinion, an objectively bad piece of content, but it resonated with so many people because so many people have shared this experience. So many people have had this exact same experience in the military. And that's what makes it so powerful, right? People didn't care that the content wasn't phenomenal. They just cared that I was telling a story that they could relate to. And that's what I found has been so incredibly powerful in content creation. When you can make as many people relate to what you're communicating as possible, that's when it performs really well. After I did that first high-performing video, I basically just made dozens of videos along the same vein. And one after another, I had more and more perform really well. And that's kind of when I realized I have a knack for this. I'm reasonably good at this. And it was a pretty amazing realization. I've never really been naturally really good at anything in my life. And here I am now, less than a year and a half into this, and I've built some pretty sizable platform. Right now, at the time of filming this, I'm at 590.5 thousand followers on TikTok. I'm at 368,000 followers on Facebook. I'm at 704,000 followers on Instagram, and I'm at 184,000 subscribers on YouTube. And again, I've been doing this for a little less than a year and a half. I started in late 2022. I went all through 2023, and now here we are in 2024, and I have posted every single day since I started. TikTok was my first platform that I posted to, and it was the only platform that I posted to for a long time. When I got to about the 50,000 follower mark, I monetized on TikTok through something called the Creator Fund. The Creator Fund didn't pay a whole lot, but it was kind of cool being able to be a creator and then earn money from that. I mean, that was a pretty. It felt like a really fulfilling experience, and there's never been. I've never had a better feeling in my life than knowing that I am making people laugh, and I'm getting paid to do that. I imagine it feels similar to how comedians feel, but I'm not going to call myself a comedian just from the social media stuff. I did do my first stand-up set though. I did 5 minutes and 15 seconds, 100% on my own. It was very scary, but I'm now officially a comedian. Absolute number one key factor in success as a content creator is consistency. A lot of people will post just a few videos, nothing does well, and they stop. They don't even give themselves a chance to see if they could succeed. And the consistency is what's helped me so much. All of my content up until just a couple weeks ago essentially was filmed straight off of my phone using a free editing software I got in my phone's app store. I have no videography experience, no sound experience, no video editing experience. I had to bootstrap it and figure it out through like tutorials that I found online. And up until recently, the video that you're watching now is highly edited. It's filmed on a very nice camera. I have lighting. I've built myself a backdrop, but I didn't have all of that until recently. And I say that to tell you that you could do exactly what I'm doing. I'm not a spectacularly interesting person. Now, don't get me wrong, I think I'm kind of funny, at least a little bit. But you could make content just like I do. You just have to be consistent. The other thing that you need to be an effective content creator, or what I've found has worked for me, is finding the themes that as many people can relate to as possible. If you talk to a millennial or a kid who grew up in the 90s, and you talk about how their parents yelled at them to turn the dome light off in the car, like a lot of us have had that experience. Some of you might be laughing at that right now if you remember having that experience. And if you're laughing at it, I want you to realize I didn't even tell a joke, right? I just shared an experience from my life, right? And maybe you're not laughing, maybe you're just smiling. If you're really young, you're probably just like, what's this guy talking about, right? But when we were kids, our parents would yell at us about the dome light in the car. They would tell us it was illegal. They would tell us that if we didn't turn it, blinds them, and they'd crash. And then after they crashed, the cops would come, and then we would get arrested because it was illegal, and everybody would die. Now, this first video, I'm going to be kind of telling you guys about what my journey was at the very beginning up until about the 100,000 follower mark. I'm doing 4 episodes of this to catch you guys up to where I am at now. After that, I'm just going to basically be doing a weekly update on what I'm going through. And again, I need you guys to ask me questions. I want to deliver what you guys want to hear, and I want to know what you guys want to know about what I do. I'm really excited for this because one day I'm going to look back on this 20, 30 years from now, and I'm kind of going to be able to reminisce. And so I want to say thank you to you all for watching this as well, because you're helping me share that experience. Between the 50 and 100,000 follower mark, I started getting recognized a decent amount. Once or twice a week, somebody would kind of give me the look, right? And they'd be like, do you make videos? Do you make videos on the internet? And I'd be like, yeah, I do. And it was around the 50,000 follower mark that somebody asked to take my picture with me. And that was such a cool experience. I'm a normal guy, and so for somebody to say, hey, can I take a picture with you, was like the best thing ever. Around the 90,000 follower mark, I had somebody ask for my autograph. that was also really crazy. I've never looked at myself as somebody who would be like have any level of notoriety, somebody who would get recognized in public, and yet here I was, and people were so excited to see me. I'm a father of 4, and when I come home from work, my kids are just excited to see me because I'm dad. And that's the best way that I can describe the experience of meeting your followers in public, the people that love the content. They're just excited that they can see you, you exist, you're right here in front of them. And that's not to say they're like children, that's not what I'm trying to say. But the experience feels very similar to that. And so that was really cool. At this point, and it was really hard to get used to, and it felt very nerve-wracking for a long time. I was nervous, like, am I living up to what these people think I am? Am I living up? Am I as exciting in person as I am online? Am I as funny? Did I say something that offended them? Did I say something that bothered them? You know, it was crazy how many things were running through my mind at this point. I was so nervous. It felt like I had to be on my A game all the time. And that went on for a long time. It's very difficult to get used to being approached in public by random people or being recognized all the time. Over the course of creating content in the early stages, I had a lot of people reach out to me and tell me that I was helping them get through bouts of like depression, or just they were feeling down. They were away from their families, their children, and they missed them, and the content helped them connect. People started telling me that they understood their veteran parents better. They understood their veteran siblings better. And that is easily one of the most rewarding things that I've ever experienced when people tell me this kind of stuff. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Please put your comments down below. Let me know what you want me to talk about, and I'll do my best to add it to the videos. I'm really, really excited to see where this can go, and I appreciate you guys going on this journey with me. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. A content creator that doesn't have an audience is not creating content for anybody. And everybody starts at that point, but the fact that I'm here now is 100% because of your support. And so I want to say thank you very much.